Hey there, Lurkers. What do you think about Bone and Bears, Reddit APWhys, a women tell-all, and powers? Well, kind of superpowers.
Sounds a little like Pride Month. So, let's lurk.
Willy, welcome back to another week of the Game of Subjective.
I learned, for you lurkers that are hanging out with us today, I learned that I lost the game 30 seconds ago. Before we started recording, I was like, Scott, who won? And he goes, it was me by a long shot. The cockiness. Like, you could taste the semen on his breath.
If you want to taste it, you get over here. Listen,
my nieces listen to this show.
I mean, you brought it up. Hi nieces. Anyway, outside of Master Chief, it was a thorough trouncing. You had no shot. Who is Cassandra? Is what I would ask.
To be fair,
if I could.
I went back and looked, and I even tried to pad my numbers, and I was like, I'm gonna vote for myself. Not even a chance. I was like, ooh.
It was 70-30 in favor of me.
Well then, thank you, Lurkers. You guys are dicks.
I'm just saying, it's 1-1. I feel like I am back on top of the world. Mm-hmm. Everything's even. Everything's good. So, it's my turn to pick.
Sure.
I thought maybe I would give you a freebie and go with something like, let's pick coffees, because, he'll have a shot that way.
Ooh, beers.
Or beers, right. These are the things I know very little about. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to give us an even ground to start off this week. This week's subjective is going to be all about dogs. Breeds of dogs.
There's so many to choose from.
I know.
You got little dogs, you got big dogs, you got everything in between. You got the ones that lick your balls, you got the ones that shed a lot. There's so many options.
But for the most part, everybody loves dogs. And this is where we're going to find out who can pick the best team of cute, cuddly puppies.
Wait.
Not puppies.
You did not
just
specify
dogs.
It has to be cute
Just
and
dogs.
cuddly. Just dogs.
No, I mean, all dogs are cute and cuddly. Name one that isn't.
Chihuahua.
Chihuahuas
Last
are
place.
cute.
Last place. Get this shit out of here.
All right, well, you get first pick because I kicked your ass last week.
Well, then I'm going to go with the classic. I'm going to go with the captain of my team, the Golden Retriever.
Too easy. All right, Golden Retriever. All right, for my first pick then, I'm going to go with French Bulldog.
Cute. Ooh, that's a good challenge. I love it. I'm going to take this pick before you have an opportunity, and I'm going to pick the tiny little cute fluffy heart-shaped butt of the corgi.
Damn it. Ugh. All right, that's fine. You know what? I picked a small cutie. You got a small patootie. This is all about balance. So for my second pick, I'm going with German Shepherd.
I had a German Shepherd. It was one of my favorite dogs. Anybody who looks at a German Shepherd and says, "Ooh, it's a big dog, it's mean," you're wrong. They're nice and loyal and loving. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is a good place to go. All right.
Pick number 3.
I am picking my favorite dog, second favorite, a Newfie. The Newfoundland dog.
Okay. A Newfoundland.
Big fluffy bear.
They're great dogs. I mean, all dogs, unlike Willy, are going to go to heaven. But so it's a good pick.
Huh?
It's a good pick. All right.
True.
That is true. Yeah. I think I'm going to go back to small. And I'm going to go with a Jack Russell Terrier.
That is like the American classic. If it's not a golden retriever, and if it's not down south, the lab, that's it right there.
Liking my team so far, feeling good.
I'm going to go across the pond to Asia, and I'm going to pick a Shiba Inu because they're cute and I love cats. And I just want to bring in the cat-only audience. Come to my side. We have cookies.
And you definitely have Jason's vote, so I suppose that's something. All right, next. There's so many. How do you pick? How do you choose? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna go with the Croc audience. I'm gonna go Golden Doodle.
Golden Doodle. You're getting the yacht club. You're going for country club crowd. Now, I saw on one of my favorite shows, Good Mythical Morning, they took their dogs, they ran them through a DNA test to find out what kind of breed they were.
They were 100% bad bitch.
And if a Chihuahua is a bad bitch, apparently every dog in America is pretty much a little bit of a Chihuahua. And I want to avoid that breed as much as I can because I am not a fan of Chihuahuas at all.
What pick is this?
This is my last one.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the cute and the cuddly, the Basset Hound.
Oh! You sniped me. Dang it. Okay. Well, there's so many little dogs that I'm not necessarily fans of. So I think I'm going to go with a bigger dog. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. For my fifth and final pick, I am picking what is the epitome of cute. It is if Build-A-Bear came to life. I'm going with a Bernese Mountain Dog. Thank you.
Bree and I desperately want a Bernese Mountain Dog. We want to name it Bernie's Sanders.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's this week's subject on the game of Subjective. You know what you have to do. Go online. You're going to find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Leave your votes, leave your comments, and you'll find out next week who has a commanding 2-1 lead in the game.
Is it really commanding if it's only two? You know what? I'm not going to overthink this.
It's double. It's twice as many as you have.
Just like this first story. Friend of the show, Jason. We had a nice little like guys' night out, which was tough for me because I go to bed at 9 o'clock. So we're gonna have to wrap this up here in a little bit. But so we got together. Scott's best men, which is me,
Jason and Chris,
groomsmen. And Jason shared this story with us. No, Jason.
Chris. What's it about? Which story is this?
The man getting T-boned by a bear.
It was about a bike, right? This is Chris. Chris is the one who bikes.
Well,
Jason
you know
is
what?
the one who
I'll
lifts.
see myself out.
It's okay. I get it, Willy. All white guys look the same to you.
I mean, all bald-headed white men with beards look the same to me.
Yeah, as far as Willy was concerned, it was just three me's sitting there across the table. The title of this story is Glad to Be Alive. Man T-bones bear while cycling in North Vancouver. Now, I don't know about the population or cultural density of North Vancouver, but I didn't think they swung that way up there.
So this is a funny story. I used to work with a very, very gay man, and he loved his bears. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Off of work time. And so anytime somebody would come into the store that we were working in, and it was just like a big, burly, hairy dude, This man came running down the stairs, sweating like,
Like a bear.
where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Man, the boners on that guy.
I heard a really funny, term for getting a boner today.
Oh,
You
yeah?
wanna hear it?
Yes.
It's, if that ever happens to you, kids, just say, "Uh-oh, I've got a compound fracture." Because my bone's sticking out.
Before we get into this show, Scott, I know that
We're in the show.
they said this was a big week, and as we're recording this, there was some tech news. They hosted this Dev Hour this week. Did you hear about this?
Tell me more.
Yeah, it's when you came over and devoured these nuts. Sorry. Go on.
So, anyway, a North Vancouver cyclist is recovering after T-boning a bear in the Lower Seymour Conservation Reserve. That is correct. Cyclist, T-bone, bear. Kevin Milner was out for a late evening ride Tuesday night around 8:30, and he was headed downhill on an 8-kilometer, it's in Canada, mark that paved the Seymour Valley Trailway. He spotted a black bear just as he was rounding the corner. He had to make a split-second decision, either slam on his brakes and come to a stop right next to the bear, or attempt to scoot around him and keep going. Unfortunately, Milner and the bear chose the same exit strategy. The second I made the decision, he decided to run, and he ran straight across the road right in front of me, and I smashed right into his shoulder blade, flipped over him, pretty much kissed him on the back as I flew through the air. Milner landed on his side, and the bear took off into the bush. Soon after, other cyclists...
There's more. This dude just linebacker slammed into this bear. He's laying on the ground for what, 15 minutes-ish?
Yeah, but soon after, other cyclists stopped by and offered to help. 2 young women rode south to where they could get cell reception and call 911, while another man on an e-bike stayed with him. They waited 15 minutes, but it wasn't help that arrived next. The guy with him goes, "Oh shit, he's back. The bear's back." The bear apparently fared a little bit better than Milner did. And since he wasn't fazed by the bystander trying to warn him off, he just kind of kept coming up to him. The bear started eating grass very well nearby. But at this point, adrenaline kicked in to Milner, and he didn't want to wait for help. He was spitting up blood and worried he was suffering from internal injuries.
What?
And he couldn't walk or even lift his leg up. He persuaded the bystander to lend him his e-bike and help him climb on. And despite his banged up state, Milner rode himself to the entrance of the forest, along the way passing the 2 women who were riding to go get help for him.
Oh my God.
He was quoted as saying, "This thing rips." So, the moral of the story is, everybody should invest in e-bikes because you can hit bears and just be fine.
There was a time I grew up deer hunting, and I remember you have to get up into the woods at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I don't know. It's early. It's very early. And I just remember thinking, load this rifle because if something comes at me, I'm going to shoot. And clearly, this man, all I needed to do was just run full bore into the thing, and I would have been fine.
Bike. You should add to bike full bore into it. Just imagine you're that bear, though. You're just walking along, minding your own business, and some asshole just goes, BAM!
Oh, man. Well, good on this guy. Thankfully, he made it just fine. Everybody's okay. I mean, I guess that's just another weekend in Canada, right?
I guess, yeah. If it's not a bear, it's a moose, and both of those things, I guess you really want to stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things you probably want to stay away from, Willie, we used to have this show that was all about Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called?
There's a sub for that because just like Reddit, there's a subreddit for that. They're everywhere, but apparently not anymore.
Well, the subreddits are going to be going away, at least for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Because why?
Well, because this week, Reddit decided to have a conversation about their API pricing. Now, for those of you that are listening to the show and you're like, what the hell is an API and why are we talking about the alphabet right now? It is a small bit of code that a developer can come out with. In this case, Reddit, the company, says, hey, here is an API you can run on your backend system to allow third-party apps to run our website, right? So you have apps like Apollo that run Reddit. Or like Twitter, right? They had Tweetbot and Twitterific. In order for those apps to exist, in the example of Twitter, you might have noticed that like the Twitter app is primarily the only way you can get on Twitter. Like it's Twitter in a web browser or the Twitter app.
Yeah.
And that's because years ago, Twitter said, we're not going to provide the same level of APIs that we have to these third-party apps. And so we thought of Reddit as this island away from that sort of discrimination of like what's capable in an app. But as it turns out, Scott, it's not happening.
Yeah, so Willie and I are both avid Apollo users. That's just our little shout out there. And we all got a message from the developer. It's just one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, listen, Reddit today told me it's going to cost me $20 million a year in order for me to continue to provide this service to everybody. That is no small chunk of change for most developers, especially ones that piggyback off of huge sites like Reddit. But he would have to go from charging us, we put a one-time donation of $5-10, something like that.
Easy.
And he would have to start charging us like every single user of this app, $5 a month or more.
And that's per month.
In perpetuity. Yeah.
Yeah.
In perpetuity. It would cost $60 a year just to use this third-party app for a website that is free.
Now, if you think about it, the article from The Verge here goes on to say, however, one of Reddit's employees has argued that the new API charges should be affordable if third-party apps are efficient with API calls they make.
That's what I didn't understand, but
they said our pricing, I'll try to explain it to you. Our pricing is 24 cents per 1,000 API calls, which equates to about $1 per user monthly for a reasonable operated app. Now, the problem is every time we scroll or click on something, the API is going to Reddit and saying, hey, here's the information that I need. Give it to me. I want to read this.
Give it to me, baby.
Apollo isn't the one to do it. Reddit does it, and they send it through their API so that we can read it, and it's formatted on like the front end for this API. The problem here that I see is that this is a lot of money, and Reddit, in my opinion, is doing this because they want the advertising dollars. If they can shut down these third-party apps and have it all to themselves, they get all the ad revenue. They show higher user retention. They show higher utilization of their app. And we know that they want to go public. We know that they want to have a good IPO. This is how you do it. You kill off all the other apps.
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it at all. So in a couple days when these subreddits go dark, if Apollo can't negotiate some sort of deal, or all these other third-party Reddit apps can't figure out a more efficient way, which I think is like a shade thrown at them.
Yeah.
Are you quitting Reddit?
At the beginning of the year, you and I made this transition. And if you want to peek behind the curtain, Lurkers, we made the transition to take one step away from Reddit because we recognized that Reddit was recycling more and more content that we had already seen, that we had already found. It's very politicized. It's a lot of things that maybe aren't so entertaining. And because of that, I'm okay with this. If the Apollo app goes away, then my relationship with Reddit probably stops there.
Yeah, it's sad that it has to be like this. I have fell in love with several aggregator sites like this in the past, but they've all kind of gone through this phase where either the dev grows up and decides I want to change things, sells out, or just loses out to another more popular site. But if you remember things like Fark and Dig,
are these dating apps?
Yeah, I mean, I think BuzzFeed was even like popular in terms of aggregating some sort of news back in the day. But they've all kind of gone by the wayside and changed their strategy to the point where it wasn't recognizable, at least in the way that I liked it when I first started using it. Reddit is approaching this precipice now where they're going to go public and they have to meet standards that they're setting themselves up for the future of their shareholders. It's kind of lost its edge. It's kind of just gone vanilla. It's the best way to put it. But to the point where I don't think it's worth visiting that site if I'm just going to see the same content, like you were saying, recycled over and over again.
We've seen this in our lifetime, though, Scott. Like, we've watched apps like My Page go away. We've watched Facebook hit a high and then tank to the bottom. I think that's okay. I guess I would be curious if the Lurkers want to engage with us. What is the social media app that you think is up and coming? Is it Mastodon? Is it something else? Because we know that Twitter is kind of hitting its downfall. Facebook,
is it Blue
for
Sky?
sure. Yeah, what is it?
Are we still
OnlyFans.
Snapchatting these days? OnlyFans. It's still on the back burner. We haven't forgot about it. We've been talking about it for 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Don't think we
It's
forgot.
not just a place for women.
That's right. It's
And
all
speaking
about
of women.
equality. Oh.
I've got a BuzzFeed article for you here, Scott. This week,
Speaking of BuzzFeed.
Yeah, they posted an article that said women are confessing the, quote, cringiest things they've ever done, and the secondhand embarrassing is off the charts. So, I have not read all of these. You have not read all of these. Tit for tat. I mean, hold on. How would this... Tit for tit. Let's go back and forth on these stories.
Okay.
And rate if this is really cringy. If this is really that secondhand embarrassment that we're talking about.
All right. I'll go first. Number 1. I was in a relationship. I'm sorry. A situationship with a guy in my early 20s. And he did not like me at all. For some reason, I thought me sending him bikini pics would make him think I was hot as hell and magically like me. Boy didn't even react to them. I want to die just thinking about it.
Oh. Listen, have you ever sent a spicy photo? Scott?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That always means yes. It's either no or it cannot confirm or deny. Okay. There's this moment before you send that you're like, is this the right girth, length? Is the lighting right? Am I too veiny?
It's all about the angle of the dangle.
Were you like, what have I done? Or were you like, did you get the better question? Did you get the clarity minutes later after you were done?
I mean, right before I sent, the only thing I was thinking about is I hope they enjoy mini Snickers.
You just got a text back that said, hey, if this is a Halloween joke, I choose trick, not treat. All right, here's your next one. I was in college. Neither of us can read these articles. I was in a college certification program that had students from multiple universities. One day, a guy asked me if I was a cougar, and I responded that I didn't think I was old enough. The cougar was their mascot.
That is 100% something I would do. If somebody, yeah, it never happened, but if somebody had hit on me, I would have been, yeah.
Zero cringe. Power move. That's what that is.
I think so too, yeah. What did you think of the first one? First one, super cringe?
Yeah, that's uncomfy.
Yeah. Okay, number 3. It was the 4th of July. There was a party at our house. We have a built-in pool and hot tub, so it's pretty ideal for summer parties. Around 50 people were there, and all in swimwear. I thought it would be fun to tease my now husband and wear a butt plug. He would be the only one who knew, and it would later be an all-day tease to get him revved up for that evening. So I'm in the kitchen making a pitcher of sangria, talking to my brother-in-law, and he was cutting the fruit. Now, I get allergies pretty bad, like sudden sneeze attacks out of nowhere. Guess who sneezed a butt plug out of their ass, high speed, onto the hardwood floors in front of her husband's brother? My soul left my body.
What? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yeah. That. Holy shit. Just like.
Literally.
All right. What?
What more can you say? What more can you say?
All right. Last story here. A hiring manager called me one day around 7 a.m. I was still sleeping, so I didn't answer. And he left a voicemail. When I woke up, I checked the message, and it was him saying, hello? 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 This went on for at least 45 seconds, and I was laughing after each hello, because who the hell keeps trying to say hello in a voicemail for that long? I was crying by the time the voicemail ended. I went to press 7 to delete the message. You can tell this is old. But strangely, the call had ended instead of giving me the option to delete. That's when I realized it wasn't a voicemail. I had dialed his number back, not my voicemail. I was laughing my ass off at a hiring manager with whom I had desperately wanted to work for. Thank God I didn't yell out to my fiance what I wanted. This idiot thinks I'm talking to me, but he's talking to my voicemail. Never check your voicemail before coffee, kids.
Oh, that is classic. I don't know if they have the ability to die from embarrassment, but that person used one of their 9 lives in that situation, for sure.
This week on Reddit, I found something, Scott.
Porn.
Because the world
no
is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yes.
We are not in the 1%ers. The 1%ers own the world, meaning they have all the money. They get choice of the first class drugs, the first class plane rides, and the first class superpowers.
Oh.
That leaves the rest of us to the budget superpowers. So I'm going to give you 9 choices, and you have to tell me which superpower you're going to pick.
Okay. Lay them on me. Here we go.
Number 1, you always get a good present.
I like that.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Scott, you read 5 times faster.
Okay. I could see where that would be useful.
Didn't think you knew how to read in the first place.
That's you. That's 100% you.
Maybe this one would apply. Number 3, you get a shut up spell for 10 minutes. Make anybody shut up.
Ooh, I would smash that button.
I love my quiet. I love it. Number 4, you always give good presents. Oh.
Always give good presents?
Yeah, I think that's already you. I don't know if you need a superpower to give that.
But maybe I could enhance it.
I know my pick. Before I even get through all of this, number 5, breathe underwater.
That's a great one. That solves a lot of fears for me.
You could comfortably live in Florida. Okay.
No, I couldn't.
Maybe this is a little bit more your tea. Number 6, insta kill only one person. Done.
Just one?
And who is it? Pick one.
Pick one. Which one? That doesn't seem like a good.
Okay.
Seem like a good one.
All right. Number 7, 1-inch levitation, and you don't have any fall damage.
Ooh.
That's not a bad deal.
That would look kind of cool.
You could jump off of anything. Imagine having to take an elevator on like the John Hancock building.
Oh yeah. How do you get out? You got to go all the way up to the top. Which seems like a waste of your time.
Yeah, just you know what, guys? I'll see you at the bottom. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meet you at the cheesecake at the bottom. Anyways, number 8, probably the best one. Banana duplication. Just
that one.
Bananas.
That one. Wait, what kind? Which one? Pick one.
All of them? The spicy bananas. And the last one that nobody's ever figured out, except for the 1%ers, control your own emotions.
Oh my goodness. I know a lot of people who would take that one.
I think most people should take that one.
Okay, out of those... Give me all the bananas. Happy Pride Month. Banana duplication for all.
That's so many more dicks than I was expecting. That's our show, you lovely lurkers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Please rate and review wherever you lurk.
We appreciate all the love, so thank you. And let's remember to be kind to one another, and we will see you this weekend.